My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Monster Train 2. Look, I've been using random numbers to generate how many times I hit better random, but realistically, all I need to do is hit it at least one time and then immediately depart, right? So, boom, boom, go. Damn it, they're both MT1 clans. It's fine, it's fine. I can't keep holding off on MT1 clan combinations, especially because they're probably overrepresented in the clan combinations that aren't complete yet. Not only because they were unlocked later, but also because they're a little less powerful than the MT2 clans. Just courtesy of not being, designed specifically with MT2 in mind. Alright. Seraph Eternus chosen a Dominion as well as the Pyre of Dominion. Pretty excited to see that. So we've got the Corruption on our front unit, or Corruption on all of our units rather, and doubling that on the front unit. Getting Daze to prevent that would be huge, but also chump blocking is available. 2 copies of Molting Imp in the base deck, 1 Ember to summon to deal 8 damage to enemy units, good for sweeping enemies. Speaking of sweeping enemies, 1 copy of Icy Silophyte, 1 Ember 2 size, has sweep. On strike, apply spell weakness 1 to the attacked unit. 2 copies of Offering Token to help us cycle through cards, as well as summon, as well as cast Offering cards. And the Pyre of Dominion is removing the Train Stewards and the starting cards. This is gonna be great. Shardtail Queen as well. Oh wait, Shardtail Queen without starting cards. That's that's actually fine if you have 2 copies of Imp in a box in the base deck. Impish Scholar is also pretty good, but I think the double Imp in a box is incredible with the density of the deck at the moment. Crystalline Seeds, Ice Storm. I think here I'll take Drain. 1 Ember to apply 1 sap and discard a card at random. Because as long as you don't have too many random discards, you're fine, because you can just leave it to be the last thing you play in the turn. And as I was just saying earlier, sapping Seraph Eternus to try and prevent it from attacking is really important. Ice Storm is also a decent spell. Crystalline Seeds is nice, but I'll take the Drain, thank you. Alpha Fiend. Can I do a double Alpha Fiend run? On strike, they gain 15 damage, which is a lot more than they used to. It was 5 in the first game for a long period of time, I think. But also, you have a lot less time to scale up to the heights that it needs in this game. Railbeater has a lot of stats. It's just a lot of stats for 1 Ember. Railbeater's a pretty good frontliner. I think I do take double Railbeater here. Double Titan Sentry or double Siren of the Sea. Double Siren of the Sea and then just throwing them behind 1 Railbeater and then having an incant line does seem pretty good. Titan Sentry, we've got some sweep, we've got some sweep, we've got some sweep. You're a great card, I'm just not going to be using you right now, unfortunately. Shardtail Queen, I need to look at your line first, I think. Yeah, that's the worst it could have been. Courtesy of the fact that you're not reducing the cost of Imps played on your floor. I do want to have that line active. Royalty, obviously, putting Royalty and then Railbeater and then just cycling endless Imps alongside that is totally viable. But it doesn't project damage well. Imperialist does. But I can project damage well with the Icy Silophyte on the next floor if I need to. I think I have to go Royalty here. Start turn, friendly units gain +5/+5 if they're the only friendly unit on the floor. That's not commonly going to happen. Forgotten Name, when you play your 3rd spell of the turn, all cards get +1 magic power for the rest of the game. Rest of the fight. I think I should take that. It's garbage in the deck right now because I don't have enough spells to trigger it, and I don't have any spells that benefit from it. But after every fight, I'll be drafting spells. So, worth. Yeah, this is going to be Shartail Queen, Rail Beater. And then we chump block with Imps. So Rail Beater sets up melee weakness on the unit, and then Shartail Queen does double damage to the unit. So the growing damage of the Shartail Queen will be really good there. Then Rail Beater Silify, and then top floor is just going to be Siren. Got to remember to incant on exclusively the Siren's floor, so we got Siren. Oh, Transcended. Nice. Gotta summon the Molting Imp, unfortunately, though. Decent cycle. Multi-Imp takes care of all of the rest, and... yeah, sure, I'll play a Transcendent on top floor for just Rage, I guess. Best I can get out of it. Let us drain the boss. Just a second, and that'll do it. It feels like capacity is going to be essential. Probably ends up being capacity and energy, if I had to guess. Hidden Passage, Ascend. Just a single ability to ascend a unit is really good, especially in the very end of the game with the Seraph Eternus, where I can use it to just push the Seraph to floors where they can't do anything. That said, Hornbreak Piercing deal 5 damage twice, gives me immediate range that I really care about, and also benefits from Forgotten Name. Another offering token. There is a risk of getting too many of those in a deck. And especially because I don't have, like, the default cards, the starter cards, as well as the Train Stewards. Those are often really good cards to just discard with Offering Token, because you don't intend to play them anyway. Cuddle Hex applying Frozen at the end of the turn is almost not going to happen, just courtesy of the 2 Offering Tokens and Drain. I'm going to take a 3rd Offering Token. That's as many Offering Tokens as I want, though. It's especially bolstered by the fact that I have a incant floor. Hellhorn, Merchant of Magic. I mean, I will say the Merchant of Magic is really good early here. We've got Consume Removal, Holdover, and Spell Chain. Double stack. Plus 10 magic power. We've got, like, good targets for a lot of the upgrades. As for the Merchant of Steel with Stygian Banner... realistically, the banner probably doesn't really come into my reckoning here that much. Obviously, getting quick or multi-strike on Icy Silify would be pretty incredible. Mostly quick, to be fair. Merchant of Magic in the next area as well? Do I want to go double Merchant of Magic in a row? Well, yes, because my minions get better on account of my spells. My Incant Sirens scale on account of my spells. My Shartail Queen scales on account of my access to my imps in a box and the ability to play them, which is... it's not really minions, it's spells. Let's do it. Spell Chain, a offering token, thank you. -1 cost intrinsic on a Hornbreak to 0 cost it, or Sap? I do want to 0 cost something with this. It will get added to my opening hand. Obviously, I could just add Emitter Box to my opening hand, which is pretty good, but I also do want the cost reduction available. I'm gonna drop it on the Sap. Oh, I was wondering if I'd get that. I was literally thinking, like, almost none of the Hellhaunt units matter except for Apex Imp. Apex Imp. 1 Ember 2 size, armored. Gain rage equal to gained armor. On summon, gain 5 armor. Most importantly, this is both a demon and an imp. Right now, this unit does almost nothing. However, as soon as I have Welder Helpers in the deck, this becomes one of the most powerful imps. Also, it gets played for free with the Shardtail Queen. Eventually, it has so much upside. Hell, I could even just end up with a spell that just gives 100 armor to a unit, and it just gives him 100 rage. That's 200 damage. Enemy units enter with Titan Skin. Completely fine, we overkill a lot. Apex Imp is kinda unlikely to be played for a while, to be fair. Let's see what the Imp in the box gives us. Oh, it gave me the Welder Helper. Alright, I'll play you on the top floor then. Because you immediately get up to 60 damage. Sorry, Siren of the Sea. I don't have space for thee. Oh no! I need that Welder Helper to die. Allowing them to do some damage on this bottom line is nice. Yeah, I'm gonna need a way to kill my own imps as well. Important work is an incredibly important pickup for us as well. I guess Hornbreak proposes an opportunity to do here. As well as another incant for the top line. Multi-Imp takes down the back line. I do want to double drain. Sadly discarded the other one. That's fine though. Kill him next floor. With a spell. Don't even let him attack. Battering Ram, Fledgling and Battering Ram deals damage to the front enemy unit equal to 4 times the armor on friendly units. Understandably, if we do get armor going nuts, that'll be really useful. If we don't, it does nothing. Fledgling Imp, summon apply 5 rage to friendly units. I do think I'm gonna need additional imps in this deck. Do I need Fledgling Imp? I feel like damage is the one thing I'm kind of good on right now. I think this could be a good opportunity to take either Battering Ram or maybe even a Hidden Passage. Hidden Passage at the moment gives us the ability to overstack some floors. Also to move imps. We usually jump block with imps, but when we want to play a Welder Helper, we usually don't want to play that at the very front. Battering Ram could easily turn out to be the best card in this deck or the worst card in this deck, 100% just depending on how it goes. Like, let me give you a possibility. Stygian Guard has access to the Guardian Stone, which is a totem that for 1 mana, 1 energy, comes down on the board 1 size. On incant, apply 1 armor to all friendly units, right? Imagine getting that, double incant trigger, and also the Railhammer. Railhammer says whenever you apply armor to a unit, apply 4 more stacks. So instead of applying 2 armor to all units, you're now applying 10 armor to all units, and that is when you cast 1 spell. Incant, Seal, and... I mean, it's just 1 specific relic from each of the clans. And that's just one of the different ways. Like, obviously, a Transcendent getting ridiculously big can easily just trigger this. Fine. Fine. Show it to me. Frenzied Swarm applies days 1 to enemy units that discard your hand. Not a huge fan of Frenzied Swarm, to be clear. That said, I did ask the days just a couple minutes ago, and it is that keyword. Mosk Mage, going to a 10. No, not really what I work with. Yep, Frenzied Swarm. I'm going to make some hard decisions. I would have made both of the other decisions there. I would have taken Crystalline Seeds, and I would have taken, probably Fledgling Imp, to be entirely honest, if I didn't spend the time talking myself out of it. Equipment's fine, but unfortunately none of it's incredible right now. Just because it's none of the better equipment, and there's no specific rooms for these clans. So I'm not really, you know, like a piece of equipment that says every time a unit on this floor attacks, gain armor or something like that would be ridiculous. It'd tie into Hellhorn mechanics. Or like a room that does something like that. It'd be great for the Apex Imp, but like, that's the kind of thing that it feels like is lacking when I'm playing 2 MT1 clans. Again, I don't mean to underscore this point too much, as I mean to use it to suggest that I'm going to be very, very excited for the lost artifacts, lost relics, lost treasures, lost something. The update that's coming out pretty soon. I don't actually know when it's coming out, so it's theoretically possible it's already out by the time this video comes up, in which case, whoops! I didn't want to record past that day. I gotta start the new videos. Anyhow, very keen for that update to come out. Intrinsic and double stack. Okay. That's big. Well, double stack definitely needs to go on Frenzied Swarm or Drain. I think Frenzied Swarm. But then I don't want to make it intrinsic if I do that, because I don't want both Drain and Frenzied Swarm in the opening hand intrinsic. Also, if I gave you Spell Chain, you wouldn't discard yourself. So Spell Chain is the best additional thing for Frenzied Swarm at the moment. Intrinsic and -1 to the cost of Battering Ram is actually pretty good. Just because the guy, Alpha Fiend, Branded Warrior, no. Just because, oh, it's Garfield's event. Oh, what do I do about that? What do you do with an event like Garfield? Battering Ram Intrinsic is good, because Rail Beater comes out with 30 armor, so on the very first turn, this is already 120 damage to the front enemy unit, which right now is pretty good. Large Mystery Box, in a world where the deck is pretty thin, is pretty exciting. A lot of the time it will draw spells and consume spells and imps and just stuff that's really good for me. Putting units in the same box, realistically, we do that if I want to put 2 Sirens of the Sea in the same box, and then maybe end up duping that box so I can get a floor that's all Sirens of the Sea. That's fine, but only if I'm really balling out of control with my incants. I can put an imp in a box and an offering token and like a drain all in the spell box, which does cast a lot of spells on the same turn. A Forgotten Name would be pretty happy about that. It becomes a pretty good spell to dupe, and also it's really good for incant triggers. Only problem is it gives me like a huge glut of resources on one turn. the cards that I've most upgraded, I don't actually want to copies of right now. I'm going large mystery box. I'm getting a lot of value out of this recently. It's the secret draw relic. Merchant of Trinkets is obviously very useful, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be able to bankroll a run to it. It may still be correct to go there just for the possibility that I see like a Incant Seal doubler or Summon doubler or something like that. So far it looks like I probably want Capacity and then Energy as my first two. I'll pop Apex Imp on the top line, screw it. Second Battering Ram in the same battering hand. I'll drop Siren of the Sea on the top line so that I can start incanting happily. Welder Hopper is exactly where I wanted you to be. Great opening right there. Thank you for adding a Crypt build to my hand, which I will be casting. I'll be casting it for free, even. I could have done another incant on the top line. Oops. Yeah, I'll pull the imps out now. Why not? Well, to help with the midline, although I'm weakening the melee weakness application that way. It's not going to be relevant, but I can order the turn a lot better. I can put units in much better positions for them as well. And I should do it. There go the Crypt Builders. Another offering token. And Welder Helper at the very back of the line, so the damage amp still goes on Icy Silophyte. And then finally, Frenzied Swarm. 2 turns of Dazed on Archeon. Now, I draw about a third of my deck every turn. So currently, I'm 1 daze every 3 turns away from perma-stunning Archeon. Spell weakness 1 to an enemy unit. That's not really going to change anything. I'll throw it on the boss. Screw it. Let's kill the Welder Helper so I can summon the Welder Helper to get 20 more rage on Apex Imp. I'll discard a bunch of additional cards and then just drain the boss. Oh, sick. Battering Ram is currently threatening to do 176 damage on the top line, and it's doing that 3 times because of the spell weakness. Which, if my math is correct, is a lot of damage. Crypt Builder is significantly less at this time, but I would be able to play the Frenzied Swarm just to trigger it. Which I can do literally after playing the Battering Ram. That's it. Archeon goes down. Oh, nice. I knew that card would pay off. Spike of the Hellhorn. X cost to consume. Apply 3x armor, 3x rage to a unit. Obviously, it's 9x. Gain rage equal to 9x damage, but it's 6x rage in the instance it's on Apex Imp. Though realistically, Alloy of the Ancients just consumed to apply armor 25 to a unit one time is probably much better. I have to spend a lot more mana for the Spike of the Hellhorn to match it. Steelwork is 6 armor on Resolve is also really good for the Apex Imp line. Consumer of Crowns is nice. I need some clarification on this. This refers to the imp units in your deck. Does it update in the match? Because it doesn't decrease, it doesn't re-increase its cost because like you played an imp and then that imp died. But if I generate imps via imp in a box, will it decrease the cost additionally of the Consumer of Crowns? Anyway, I'm taking Steelworker. Capacity. I need so much from a Merchant of Steel right now. It's possible I go to the Merchant of Trinkets, I literally can't buy anything. Incant gain armor and quick gain damage. Quick gain damage, super useful. Get the Icy Silophyte to be sweeping on the bottom line. How do I want to do that, though? Because there's two ways to do it. I either... Like, Icy Silophyte might not actually be part of my run. Because I could give Endless to a Molting Imp and then use that for the majority of my removals on the bottom line. Yeah. And then also, Incant gain armor 2, that goes on the Apex Imp. Which is Incant, gain armor 2, and rage 2. That unit having quick would be nice. That unit having multi-strike would be nice. But also, it's possible I could even give you more Incant and more armor later on. I don't think any of those need to be on you right now. No. We have enough units. Imps, on resolve, add a Queen Impling to your hand, and imp units cost -1 on this floor. Certainly what I want, so that I can heavily reduce our inlay costs. It's possible I reroll and I end up with something that costs like 105 and then I can't buy it. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to do that to myself. Heartstone, though, just offering to give 20 additional health to a unit. Pop that on a rail beater. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to save some money so I can go... Merchant of Steel with an Empyrean Well next to it. Like, if this guy got another Incant armor, or even multi-strike or anything like that, you become suddenly my Incant units. Like, the Sirens of the Sea just pale in comparison. Anti-Incant builds. How dare you? I just have to Incant faster. Unfortunately, it'll also be projecting damage to our back line, courtesy of entering and applying corruption to all of us. So how do I deal with that? Apex Imp, Siren for bottom line, and then casts sounds good to me. No, it doesn't. No, because the Endless Molting Imp is my is my persistent plan? No, it's got to be this. Unfortunately, Apex Imp would play for 0 on this floor because of the thing. Remember the thing? Oh, what a thing. Apex Imp, I want Steelworker and double Siren of the Sea on your floor, realistically. It's probably better to get Steelworker down first. And then Siren of the Sea. Steelworker should be at the back. That's another rail beater. Oh no, that's literally just from my deck. Oops. Gotta make sure I offer on the right floor. So I could just drop the battering ram. And then drain the next unit, and then I take basically no damage this turn. Alright. Although, let me also set up a rail beater on top line, just in case collectors turn up. There's the Guardian Stone for incant to give armor to friendly units. That's obviously going to have to go on that line. As much as I want to burn the Calcified Ember out of the deck, how do you turn that down? Up. Move off the incant floor to cast my incant spells. Good move, Brian. It's really, really, really important I incant on that floor. I mean, I don't want to daze them on that line. I want the incant more. Sick. Oh my god! Important work got randomly generated, and we have the molting imp. Hell yeah. Molt on him. I mean, that's going back to the top of the deck regardless. Might as well generate other imps. Outload the Ancients for 25 armor and 50 additional damage. Top floor, I might as well just throw 2 Welder Helpers there because they can go there. And then just another rally trick for the bottom line. Okay, this looks like a really good opportunity to play out the Offering Token finally. Sorry, the Offering Token. I was thinking about the Offering Token, but I mean the Calcified Ember. And Flame's also a pretty good spell from the perspective of getting benefits from armor, rage. The armor gives you rage. The spell gives you armor, gives you rage. Oh, and the spell gives you armor, gives you rage as well. Don't forget that one. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have sat there. That was a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah, really, really bad. I don't really want to be incanting on the floor that much. This next floor will absolutely kill them without needing any additional help, so I will use that as an opportunity to set up. Does deleting the front enemy unit save me? No, because it's just one round of being beaten by the rail beater. And I go to only having Shartail Queen alive for 2 rounds. If the days prevented your incant trigger, I would do it 100%. But I'm also almost 1,000% that that's not how that works. Yeah. Absolutely roast him, Apex Imp. I told you I'd take it as soon as it came. That was the important work in the previous screen. If you blinked for a millisecond and missed me picking it. Unnamed Tome as well. Apply Mute 5 to enemy units. Really important. Especially in the end where I can use it to invalidate the corruption from Eternus. Merchant of Trinkets is nice. But Unstable Vortex for removing cards from the deck isn't that great. Like, there's certainly cards I could get out of here. I could remove a Rail Beater, I could remove an Icy Silify, but I could also eventually just play them on another line. That's fine. I will note, another copy of Important Work will always be incredible in this deck. Another copy of Apex Imp would also be ridiculously good, especially if it got a good upgrade from the Merchant of Steel. Merchant of Trinkets. Then I'm going Magic, probably. Then I could go Steel. I just have to give up this dupe. I think I do it. There's too many things that actually, like, if I get, double your incant triggers, we're broken immediately. If I get double your summon triggers, we're broken immediately. If I get Rail Hammer, you get 4 more stacks of armor every time you gain armor, we're broken immediately. If I get Shartail Queen's Tail, it's super helpful. It's just an additional... It's a draw and an energy every turn. It's a double boss relic. Like, there's so many trinkets that turn this from great to ridiculously busted. Yeah, that's one of them. That's the Rail Hammer. When a friendly unit gains armor, it gains +4 stacks. Rage doesn't decay on friendly units. Realistically, with the amount of rage that we generate, that's actually not relevant. Unstable Vortex. There are certainly cards I would remove from this deck. I think the second Drain might be too much right now. And I don't think Icy Silify needs to be in the deck at all. Not with how few cards we have. Let's look at the alcove. Interesting. Rage 5. On Revenge, permanently gain Rage 1. Noting the shackles are pretty difficult for me to work with right now. Titan Skin on a defensive unit is always good, but I chump block a lot of the time. I need to keep my Pyre on full health more commonly, because this event is really good at full health. When you're not at full health, it's fine. I don't think any of these are better than not having to take any of these. Especially with as few cards in my active deck. Like, after I played all of the cards that are relevant in my deck. Consume, 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 consume. Consume, 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 consume. Okay, so how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 in play active cards. One of those being your units cost 1 more means every single turn as soon as I draw that I need to play that. And also, in the opening, it makes it much harder for me to summon all the units I need to. I'm going to reroll here because Collection of Tales is fine, but again, there's so many things that instantly make us busted. That's the Ashes of the Fallen, by the way. Summon triggers at an additional time. I feel very justified in retrospect. However, how do I feel about -1 energy per turn for a Pyre Dampener? Not great, but given what we just did, I can definitely survive it, but I still don't like it. I don't have to like it, right? I just have to lump it, as I understand. Ooh, Multigan. Collect on top floor just to keep resources for us is great. Give me Pyre Chomper. Nice. That's the ability to play out the Calcified Ember. That's huge for us. Also, this Welder Helper for a bunch of additional armor for the... Yeah, Apex Imp is up to 166 damage already. Great. I'll kill the Imp myself. Another Incant on that floor, but also opens up additional space. Battering Ram. Battering Ram. Now, Intrinsic can be held until the next turn, courtesy of the Cuddle Hex. I'll do that. Likely not going to be relevant, but certainly satisfying. How about the Ancients? Oh my god. Get him, Cuddle Hex. Our consistency. Offering through a Vengeful Shard, and then again through a Ritual of Battle I can't afford to play. Through a Siren of the Sea I don't have space to summon. Oh man. Do I go Capacity again? Certainly doesn't feel like what I need is draw. Although again, that's in a world where I'm freezing cards in hand, which is not always where we're gonna be. Well, it's not even commonly where we're gonna be. Important work, gives me the ability to play on a Calcified Ember, and I'll never stop thanking it for that. Decent amount of rally for the Chantel Queen by this point. Looks like we're really far past the game at the moment. I'm trying to figure out how best to ridiculously exploit that. Like, how do you get dumbest with that? definitely time to start casting these. Dazing the enemy. I mean, Science Song is obviously not relevant. There we go. Don't remember to do my incanting on the incant floor. That's a decent amount of damage from the battering ram, but I think what I want to do is hold battering ram until next floor, but then large amount of damage doesn't really matter. Okay. You have 6 reanimate. Perfect. Multi-imp takes 2 of them. Yeah, I'm feeling more and more like this has to be capacity. I'm not happy about that, but here's what it is. Fire Jumper in the base deck or another imp in a box. Especially if I'm going capacity, it feels like it should be imp in a box, but having the reliability of a Fire Jumper in the deck just so that I know that I'm going to get a spike of energy on a single turn, it is good. Comes with the Calcified Ember, but it also helps me burn out Calcified Embers, so I'll count that as half and half. I'm gonna take another Imp in a box. I like gamble. Frenzied Swarm again, Reserve again, or Unnamed Tome. I'm gonna take a second Unnamed Tome. They're so powerful in the Titans fight. I can't really justify avoiding them at all anymore. What did I say that I didn't want to go to Merchant of Arms? I stand by it. Holdover and Spell Chain for important work are some of the most powerful things we could find. Hello, Spell Chain. Double stack of the drain? Yeah, big sap. -1 to energy costs for battering ram. +10 magic power for a horn break. I could reroll and try and buy something, but I don't wanna. Bosses start with Mute 3. Ugh. That's how good is that? That's great, right? Yeah, that's incredible. When a card with consumers played like 20, gain 25. How many consumes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Grand Michel. I'll take Chico. Full mute those bosses. Don't you ever talk to me or my many imp-like sons ever again. Shard Sail, Rail Bale. I really wish I had energy so I could do the additional summons here. It's gotta be capacity. There's just no way around it, I don't think. I'm very unlikely to cast Titan's Gratitude this cycle, so let's get rid of you. Multi-imp on the bottom floor, saps up all of the corruption the enemies we're gonna give. Oh, hello, Imp in a box. I'm happy to play Transcend Imp earlier rather than later. That's fine by me. Is it? All it does right now is give me the only resources that aren't relevant. Okay, I'll hold on to the Transcend Imp in this deck. Outlay the Ancient sits the next floor. Drop a rail beater on the top floor, just get rid of it. Then one break the boss, hit him with a battering ram for 285 damage, and finish up with a drain, taking away 12 of your outgoing damage. Important work! Second Transcended, good lord. I'm glad I've got a Fledgling Imp to have some Fledgling Imp benefit in the Transcended as well. Definitely time to unnamed tome this floor, preventing Chosen Supplicant Kale from using its ability, which... Kale, you were using your ability that turn? Oh no, the Nourishing Cherub was going to use its. Cool. But also stopping Kale from doing it in the future. Fire Chomper not needed right now. Let's see. With the second Transcendent in the deck, I do think I should probably play this first one. It's just I wish it had a Welder Helper in it. There we go. I'll keep them all dazed. Now, to be fair to me, one of these offering tokens I didn't put in the deck, so that I'm not responsible for all of them. Only almost all of them. Oh, there was an imp that drew me cards. Oh boy. It'd be sweet here. I'm gonna throw a tome on the bottom line to prevent some of the worst outcomes. Yeah, having not played a multi-imp, having not had a multi-imp die the previous turn, that didn't work out exactly how I wanted it. It's okay, though. Hardly distressed. I think I lead this with the Transcendent. It did gain a decent amount of armor, but the armor that it gained was only from the summon trigger of Apex Imp, giving itself 5 armor. It does that twice, and it gets +4 on both triggers. Oh boy. Let's see if I can do important enough work. That's exactly what I wanted. To get back to the battering ram so I can do 900 damage on this floor. And then I'll just daze you for another 2 turns. Oh my god, last stand. So very in excess of requirement. I mean, I'm definitely going to be doubling the Apex Imp's rage. $440 on you, and this is only the Kale boss fight. It is simply not possible for me to lose a line at the moment. I think the worst thing about this run so far is that now I have to rely on getting welder helpers from Impeter Box, because I don't think I can... I think at this point it's extremely unlikely, if not impossible, for me to get a common from the Hellhorn set. But also, like, does it really look like that's gonna be a problem? Nice, it didn't discard the battering ram, so I can batter you! Get him! Well, this is interesting, actually. All of these are technically very synergistic with my deck. I do believe Impalade actually does increase its damage over the course of a fight based on the imps that you add to the deck, which makes it very damage efficient, obviously. Last Stand. The thing is, when Last Stand is good, right now, I'm already good. Alloy of the Ancients for the ability to just give armor to a unit and then pump its damage, I think is probably more important right now. I think I just need to get it to a certain level rather than double it far past that level. I also think there's a world where Impalate is pretty good, but like, when I play out all of my imps in a box, I get 6 additional imps, so 120 additional damage. This is up to 180. It's fine. I think I could have gotten away without going Heaven's Light there. But especially if I end up with any additional deployment ember, like immediately all I would have wanted is Heaven's Light. Swift Steel Dagger. 1 ember, 15 damage, and the unit attacks at a quick pace. I mean, you know, the Apex Imp would happily hold that. There's also a world where I could give it to the Shardtail Queen, so the Shardtail Queen kills a unit, and then Railbeater adds melee weakness to that unit, and then they go to the next floor to take damage to the Apex Imp. That's not going to be relevant commonly, though. I think I just take the Swift Steel. Endless on a unit is nice, but not with the units I have access to at the moment, I think. I will throw Titanite on Railbeater. You are my defensive unit for that floor. You're not perfect by a long shot. I hate you. I don't feel any sort of strength like that. I just thought it'd be the funniest thing to say. Yeah, it's not going to be relevant. You can have it though. God, I wish I had other imps that wanted that endless. Upgrade a unit with incant, gain armor 6. Why do you say that? Oh, right, because of the rail hammer. It's just not showing that number's been modified. I was like, did they buff the runestone halfway through my run? Alas, that was not the case. Granted. Oh my god, it's another. Oh my god. projecting damage is more important right now. This gives you double damage, but also multicast, multi-strike gives you double damage. But look how good that would have been. I don't want to give up on it. Empyrean Well. I'm not giving up on it. Let me live the dream, damn it. I want to live the dream. What else do I need to do? 20 additional health on a steel worker. No one wants a large stone right now. Multi-strike could go on pretty much anyone. Do I want Chartel Queen to gain Fledgling Imps or 5 more damage? So realistically, Queen's Implings aren't that useful. But the Fledgling Imp will be giving 20 additional damage to every unit. So it's significantly more than the +5 that we would get from the additional level of royalty. Yeah, give me a Fledgling Imp. Obviously the 3rd level there would also give me a Welder Helper, which would be really nice, but sadly, I did not get offered that line at the start of the run. 125. Yeah, we hold. -1 energy per turn is the worst thing. I will be fine though. Nice. Molting him from the very start here is going to be useful. Already taking out Celestial Bastion. Perfect. Let's get one of the Sirens at sea down. I suppose Swift Steel Dagger on you. I really want one of these imps to be a Pyre Chomper. Thank you. Go to the top floor and play... Oh, top floor? No, bottom floor. Play a Pyre Chomper. That's all the energy I need to play a Welder Helper on this midline. To buff the Apex Imp a bunch. Let's drop double Fledgling Imp on the bottom line as well, thank you. Huge amount of damage growth. We almost get through the Avowed Gladiator. All the alloys of the Ancients for the Apex Imp. I want unnamed... Wait, I've got a second unnamed tome. I want one of the unnamed tomes for the boss. But I could also prevent a Resonant Ruin this turn. Sure. Thank you for the incants. Sorry, for the Impeter Box. For the Welder Helper. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The important work kills that Welder Helper, allowing me to play another Welder Helper, which I then kills. Frenzied Swarm Days is irrelevant at the moment. March of Shields is probably least relevant right now. I think I want to chump with a single Queen's Impling on this floor. Oh, and then it ends up surviving. Eh, whatever. I'm not undoing that turn. Armor up that imp. See if I care. Nice. Ice Storm helped take out a couple of the backliners there. Thank you for those incant triggers. Oh yeah, this is the right time for it. Okay, Molting Imp. And then, important work, that exact Molting Imp back to the top of the deck. Summon it again. Gets rid of all of the reanimate units there. Battering Ram is ready to do 2,000 damage to an enemy unit if they look at me the wrong way. Heck, even if they look at me the right way, I'm probably still going to hit them with the Battering Ram. Seems to be practice. Again, bringing that Molting Imp back. Oh, March of Shields is actually really good for me. Forgot about how much armor. So that's 1,000 damage now on the Fledgling Imp. Sorry, the Fledgling Imp, the Apex Imp. And if I put another copy of you on the same line, it will have all of those as well. Well, it will only differ slightly because you got hit by Welter Helpers that it won't get hit by. All of the rest of the triggers will happen on both of you. Interesting. I already had the win, so I just got to play out whatever cards I wanted there. I wanted the Ice Storm to clear out the back line. Reinforce. Consume to double the amount of armor on a unit. Obviously ridiculous here. Ancient Synergy. Deal damage equal to 2 times the number of spells in your deck. Now again, I don't think that decreases when I consume spells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then over the course of the fight, it increases. And that's fine. I don't need that. Friendly units enter with armor 5. See, that's weird. The incant stone shows friendly units, or incant gain armor 6, but this says friendly units enter with armor 5, despite the fact that it will be 9 because of the Railhammer. So why was it updated for the Merchant of Steel, but not Merchant of Trinkets? Friendly units enter with Rage 3, not bad, but not necessary at all. Odie's Totem, that's exactly the opposite of the Ember that I need. Spells gain an extra upgrade slot. Friendly units gain +3 damage on Slay. I will say, spells gain an extra upgrade slot could be very relevant here, depending. Okay, there's a couple of things to think about here. Number one, spell chain is available. That's, like, it's fine on the offering token. It's fine. It's good. It is good. Spell chain on Frenzied Swarm, though? It's a lot of days. Do I need that days? Spell chain on Battering Ram? So RE -1 cost intrinsic. If I had a holdover on important work, I would double the amount of armor on a unit. I don't necessarily want to make that intrinsic, but I do want to reduce its cost. Spell chain reinforce, being able to double trigger it. Hang on. Okay, Apex Imp, you are summoning... Where are you? When you summon, you gain 9 armor twice, taking you to 18. Every time I incant on your floor, you gain 12 additional armor. I don't know if this is possible, but if I intrinsic reinforce and spell chain reinforce, and then reroll, hold over the intrinsic battering ram? I mean, hold over important work is obviously the big busted for a long fight, but if I... Would I even have enough Ember to play all of it? Let me share my thinking, the silent thinking this whole time. There is a world in which, in the first turn, I summon 2 Apex Imps on the midline, and then in the Seraph fight, it goes to your top occupied floor as its first attacking floor, so it would immediately go to attack the Imps. And then I could play Reinforce, doubling the armor twice after playing every other available spell, and then Battering Ram. And whether or not there's a world where I can actually get enough armor to double it in such a way that Battering Ram kills on turn 1. Well, I mean, holdover isn't going to help me do that on turn 1 anyway. Important work benefits much more from having holdover. If I had much more Ember, then duping the Reinforce would be the target, because then on that first turn, I just Reinforce, and I only need the 1 Apex Imp, but I think I do need the 2 of you for the longer fights and especially the Titan fight. Plus 20 magic power consumed for a Horn Break. I mean, eventually it does become one of my worst cards in the deck, but it also is one of my only cards that achieves what that card does, making it a much harder one to cut. I do think of the world where I'm playing 2 Apex Imps, there's no world where I end up developing the additional Siren of the Sea and being happy about it. Also, all of these offering tokens are going to be incredible in the... Actually, you're an Entropy? No, you're Dominion. Okay, yeah, in the final fight. I don't want to remove a card from the deck. I don't even want to consume cards. I want to leave my cards as is and show the Seraph this sick, fun deck I made. Okay. I gotta discard the things I know I'm not gonna play, which is really hard to do right now. Oh, God. Welder Helper for that line would be incredible. I was really hoping to get another imp in hand if possible. I think Tiresome Climb is the next discard. 3 Ember is exactly as much as I need, so I'm starting to run out. That's it. That's all of the casts I can put on the floor. Okay, so now Alloy of the Ancients. Then Reinforce. Twice. And Battering Ram is ready to do 3,488 plus 1. Never forget that 1, otherwise we might not make it to the boss. And then we'll sap you. Alright, so we leave you with 1,000 health left. Yeah, it worked pretty well. Oh my god, Transcended. See exactly how much I can get away with here. Thank you, Transcendent, for entering and doing just truly the absolute most. And that'll be you down. I'll take the opportunity to cycle through a couple of cards. See if I can't get back to the right one, but no, this turn 3 kill will have to be enough. I'll settle for it, I guess. Oh ho hum. Obviously, I'm actually thrilled. Get him, buddies. Absolutely get him. They go so sick. They go such sicko mode. Let's see how fast this fight is. Oftentimes, entropy turns out to be the one that I'm taking the longest to kill. Not going to be the case here. Turn 1, we can do 2,000 damage. 3,500, rather, to entropy. I need to get an imp in a box. Burning through a Curse of Entropy, killing it. Yay. I'm not going to be drawing any additional cards this turn. That is a nightmare. Thankfully. Wait, offering through Entropy. We do that on the incamp floor, obviously. Ryan, how did you forget that? Let's preserve the important work. I literally have an incant unit I intend to play, and I didn't play it first. What are you doing, Raps? I almost feel like I should hold on to... like, play Reinforce in the next cycle so that it gets to a truly stupid number. I can't afford to play Frenzy's Swarm here, unfortunately. Too likely to discard the important work. When I say too likely, what I mean is it guarantees that I discard the important work, and I don't want to do that. There you go. Do 600 damage with it, why don't you? Sap also could have discarded the important work. It's important that I have this holding over every turn. It legitimately is responsible for like 4 out of possibly up to 15 cards that I play each turn. It's a lot of my turn. Love to discard Vengeful Shards. Just not enough to take out the Chosen Supplicant at the moment. Wow. Rude. I'll throw a Railbeater Siren top line just to have someone up there. Gotta get rid of this Golden Toll, get some Ember as well, while I have all the additional energy. Aha. There's my own personal Molting Imp. Almost enough to get the Assassin down, just not. I will instruct Shartao Queen to be quick on the attack now. Especially when they don't have a Rage Wing, it's actually pretty important. Disregard, draw spells and apply Consume to them. I don't really want to apply Consume to my spells if I can avoid it. You're unmuted on top now, Dominion. I do want you to remain unmuted so that I can still get Highlight from you. And you know what? Way too much damage for a single unit to be trying to do to me. Get out of here. Get out of here, you Rage Wing. Not deal for a little bit more rage on the next floor. We're just looking to get Molten Imps down. And then I do want to draw deeper into the deck, so I'm not going to sack my Endless unit. Take out the Bastion in the front line, because that would be annoying. Okay, cool. Savagery is going down this line. Disregard does draw 3 cards. That's the best part of it. The fact that it makes them consume, like, I don't want Battering Ram to consume. I want to play Battering Ram multiple times. But realistically, do I need to play it multiple times? The answer to that is not going to surprise you. It's no. God. Do I drop Pyolite? Pyolite's the only thing that I actually do need to keep in this hand. Fine. Play Pyolite. And then I will use Battering Ram. Gets consumed. Now we push most of our damage directly past it into Entropy, which is great. But realistically, the one that's going to take us the longest to kill is and always has been that top line. Dominion. Work. I think we're far past the point where I should just double reinforce a single unit at this point. Yeah. And it's going to be the one not in the front line. There we go. 3,000 damage. 1,500 rage. 1,500 armor. Looking good there, buddy. Draining them isn't important. The thing that I need least at the moment is defense. So let's start removing some spell shield on the top line, do some piercing damage. Drain entropy on the bottom line just to keep some more HP on our rail beater. If only one of our imps was a impish scholar, so I could start returning some of the consume cards as well. It'd be so good. Finally, basically out of imps. Same imp. And use Frenzied Swarm to keep the bottom alive. Ooh, silence is being triggered on the bottom line. That's annoying. Oh, I'd love to be able to impalate for 300 and all that damage on the top line. Need a spell to get through it first. That'll count, right? It does indeed. Throw an Imblade on the top line, and I mean, yeah. I'll drain you. I don't need to be taking damage, do you? I just need you to be completing your actions. Herald almost dies to the Hornbreak, but just not enough. Oh, right. Pyrelight literally immediately kills the minion. All right, let's see exactly how much I can do on the middle line. Because I think it might be basically nothing, courtesy of the Chosen Herald at the moment, so... I guess the question really starts with the bottom line. Okay, Ice Tornado freed up some of this line. It's good, it's good. It's in play. Alright, that's about as high as it gets. Big rage. Me? Hornbreak boss? I'll do it with the Pyrelight. Shottail got up to 360 by the end of that, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Battering Ram currently showing that damage. Oh, I wish it would show that damage when I zoom in. The fact that it's currently intending to do 8,800 damage on the midline. I have so many cards that would be incredible by themselves in a run, and I have all of them in the same run. That's what the Pyre of the Minion does for you, frankly. Incredible. Alright, let's kill him. .24 damage taken, UC10 combination completed, and our streak extends. Frenzied Swarm finally earns its gilding. I'm back here to see new personal record, Rage Applied, 6,876. Previous best being just under 5,000. Yeah, I think that went pretty much as well as it possibly could have, especially considering how early I ended up calling exactly the line that we ended up playing, specifically that Railhammer and the incant upgrade and possibly even summon duplication via Ashes of the Fallen. We didn't get the incant duplication, which would have been actually nuttier. But I'm still happy with it nonetheless. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist, and all the content of the game past has been huge. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past the names of people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Add a Rob the thanks to, and a special thanks this episode to Sorthil. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.